Hey y'all, have you ever had a salad that tastes so good that you just want to make it on repeat? One that you want to make over and over and over? Look no further. Charlie Bird's Farro salad. That's what we're making today. Let me show you how I do it. Hey, this is an easy salad, y'all. We're gonna do it in 3 steps. First thing first, we're gonna make our farro and get it all cooked up in the back. While it's cooking, we're gonna go ahead and put together that vinaigrette, and then we're gonna be chopping all the fixings and go inside it. Simple stuff. Let's get started with step 1. So for step 1, we got some simple ingredients. We got our farro, some apple cider, some bay leaves, and some kosher salt. That's it. So come on with me in the back. Let's get it into a pot. Let's get our farro started. Quite easy. All the farro in. Drop in our apple cider. Get our water into the pot. Salt. Bay leaves. We're going to turn on the fire and bring it to a boil. Once it hits a boil, I'm going to reduce it to a simmer and let it simmer for about 30 minutes or until all the cooking liquids are evaporated after we get it to a simmer. So we'll bring it to a boil, reduce to a simmer. So we got our farro on the back. Bring it coming up to a boil. Going to reduce it to a simmer. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're going to make the vinaigrette. So to make it, we've got some simple ingredients. We've got our olive oil, a little lemon juice that we're going to squeeze fresh, some Dijon mustard, a little red wine vinegar, garlic that we're going to press. I've got some oregano, black pepper, salt. That's it. All right, so we got it coming to a boil, so it's going to give it a stir. We'll drop the fire to low and let it just reduce to a simmer. We're going to let that simmer for about 30 minutes or until all that cooking liquid evaporates, pretty much completely out. So we got our farro in the back on a simmer. It's going to take about 30 minutes until all that liquid's evaporated. Meanwhile, we're going to make the vinaigrette. Comes together quick. Starting with, I'm going to get my juice out of the lemon. And remember, the lemon juice comes out of a lemon, not out of those little plastic containers. That's not lemon juice, and it won't taste anything like this. So we're going to do fresh squeezed lemon juice. So I'm going to squeeze it, then I'm going to measure it, because I need about 1/4 cup. So I'm just going to get it out of here. I got 2 lemons. We'll see about how much we need. So we're looking for about 1/4 cup. 1/4 cup here. Let's just see what we got. Look at that. Lemon juice sitting aside. I got 1/4 cup teed up right here. I got a couple of cloves of garlic. This is not garlic out of a jar. We're using fresh garlic. So don't use the garlic out of the jar. If you do, don't call it Charlie Bird's Farro salad. Call it Charlie Bird's Farro salad with garlic out of a jar. That's what it's gonna taste like. All right, so it's got a whole different flavor profile. I'm not a fan. All right, so gonna press this garlic. Just scrape it off. Fresh garlic. Press. Got my olive oil. So I'm gonna put all the kids in the pool. We got our olive oil here. Gonna put our lemon juice in. Fresh pressed garlic. A little Dijon mustard to help it bind together and emulsify. And some red wine vinegar. A little oregano. And some salt and pepper. Now, all right, so let's get this all mixed together. It's gonna give it a quick stir. And instantly we got a lemon vinaigrette. Look at that, doesn't that look good? And what you wanna do along the way is taste it. And it tastes delicious. A little background on this Charlie Bird salad. How'd I come about finding out about it? Well, I read a lot of cookbooks. I read Iron Garden, one of my absolute favorites. And I read all sorts of cookbooks to make stuff up. But then I take it and I make my riff on it. Well, I read it in Iron Garden's cookbook. And then I saw it in another place that was posted in the New York Times. An article came out years ago by a lady named Melissa Clark. I think she was the author. Read her version of it. And then I said, my goodness, I gotta make this thing. I made it the first time, loved it. Then I kept playing with it, and I'm showing you my version. The only thing I'm doing different, I'm making my vinaigrette instead of the original vinaigrette. Make it both ways. I'm gonna post you the link, or at least give you the link where you can go check it out for yourself. But this salad, I'm telling you, is incredible. Check it out. But legend has it, Melissa Clark probably 10 years ago, back in 2011, 2012, wrote an article, posted in the New York Times with that salad. And hey y'all, as it said, and the rest is history. And now you can be part of history. All right, back to regular scheduled programming. We've got step 2 done. We got our stuff simmering in the back. Now we're gonna just chop all the fixings to go into the salad and be ready to assemble this bad boy. All right, y'all, we're at our final step. Still got that Farro simmering in the back. We've already made the vinaigrette. Now, last thing, gonna do a quick rough chop on the fixings that's gonna go into it. We got the arugula, a little parsley, some radishes, tomatoes, pistachios, cheese, and some Maldon sea salt to finish things off. So all we're gonna do to get started, quick rough chop on some of the veggies, and we're about ready to assemble, y'all. All right, arugula. So this is not baby arugula, because that's just not what they had at the store. So I'm using arugula. It's a little longer and a little bit, I don't want to take a bite of something that big. So I'm gonna give it a rough chop. Not trying to mince it, just want to give it a rough chop. Good enough. Okay? I've got my parsley. And I'm just gonna take it, same thing, rough chop. Not trying to dice it where it's fine. I want to see that it's parsley. I just don't want big giant pieces of parsley. So for the tomatoes, all I want to do is just cut these little fellas right down the center. I'm gonna cut them in the end, right down the center. All right, so I got 4 radishes. I need about 1/3 of a cup. Just gonna get rid of these ends. Could use a different knife. I like using my chef knife. Use whichever one you're comfortable with so you don't cut yourself. Okay, so we're gonna cut these radishes so you don't cut yourself. I'm gonna cut off one end, cut off the other end, and I'm gonna stand it on this flat side. Put it on the flat side, a little easier to cut. So keep your fingers where you can see them. Radishes. So it's been about 30 minutes. This is what it looks like. I'm down to almost where there's no water left in here. All the moisture's pretty much out. We're gonna remove these bay leaves because we're not gonna eat those suckers. So get them all out before we go. We're gonna put this to the side. So we're down to the assembly part. Farro's in the back, still in that little thing, just finished simmering. Let me get it. Here you go. Here's our Farro, still warm, still in the pot. So we're gonna get it into this bowl right down the middle. See that steam coming off? And if you could smell this, you can smell that apple cider and get that how fragrant it is. All right, so we're gonna get that into the pot. Looks great. Now, while it's still nice and warm, this is important. According to my man, Charlie Bird, or Charlie, the important thing is to we're gonna put our vinaigrette on. And we're gonna pour it on here while it's still warm. We're gonna let it set about 15 minutes. All right. Let that do its thing. Just gonna give it a gentle stir. Just let all that sit there and get happy. So we're gonna let that sit about 15 minutes, come back and throw all these fixings in, finish it with a little bit of parmigiano reggiano on top. It's gonna be ready to eat. It's been 15 minutes and it's been hanging out in that vinaigrette. All we're gonna do now is assemble. But before we do, I gotta taste it because I've had this before and I just wanna do one more while it's like this. Y'all, you can eat it by itself. It just gets better with all this stuff in it. Every step along the way, we've been adding flavor. All right, so let's get them all in. A few pistachios, our radishes, get them all in there. Tomatoes. This one is our parsley. and the arugula. All right. And we're just gonna mix this all together. Charlie Bird's Farro salad. New York City, who knew? And all that olive oil and that little bit of Farro. All right, we're almost there. This combination, I'm telling you, is a winner. The original recipe, they use mint. I don't have any mint, and I've had it without the mint. I'll make it again once it starts growing here in the area in Kansas City where I live. But I've made it all winter long with no mint, and it's incredible. I'll make it with the mint, update the recipe, but you got the original recipe in the link. Now, one last thing. Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. We're gonna not grate it. I'm gonna use my vegetable peeler and do it in ribbons. So just wanna put big, chunky ribbons of some Parmigiano Reggiano. Don't put that stuff out of the can. It ain't gonna taste right, and it ain't gonna look nothing like this.
Why ribbon size just grated?
Merely for decoration, and you get a big, we're using ribbons because that's what Charlie Bird did. The other reason we're using ribbons, you get a big taste of that Parmigiano Reggiano, and it's just got that nice, salty, gritty crystal in it. You can taste it better if it's in ribbons. So ribbons, it's probably, to your liking, but look, I don't know if there is such thing as too much Parmigiano Reggiano, but about 2.5 ounces is what I'm going for. Looking good. Got all the ribbons, all my ribbons in place from that Parmigiano Reggiano. Gonna give it a quick little toss. Y'all, look here. We are ready to serve. What you have here is Charlie Bird's Farro salad. My version. Make it your version. This is looking absolutely amazing. One last thing, just a finishing touch. I got some Malden's finishing salt. Just gonna add it in it. Just sprinkles from high, and we'll stir it around, but that is a Charlie Bird salad done. Let's get ready to taste. Charlie Bird's Farro salad is done. Completely done. Looks amazing, smells amazing. Let's give it a little bit of a taste. Let's dip a little bit of this up. Y'all, I started making this several months ago, and I'm telling you, my baby has been asking me to make this on repeat for quite some time. That's why I'm making it for you here today. All right, look here. Let's give it a taste. You can see all before I taste them, it's just beautiful to look at. You can see all the different ingredients, the radishes, the tomatoes. You can smell that garlic. Those flavors, the texture of those pistachios in there, that's insane. Y'all, if you're in New York, I've never been to Charlie Bird's restaurant. It's on my list, so look for me to come visit. If you live there, check it out. If you're going there, check it out. In the meantime, check this out, because this stuff is on point. Make it on repeat. All right, but look here. Normally when stuff cooks in the house, when it's ready, usually somewhere around is my baby. And there she is.
I'm here.
Hey.
Oh, I see you made something I like a lot.
Yeah, I see. Let me dip you some up, baby.
Okay.
Charlie Bird's Farro salad.
Farro salad.
We've taken this to next door for the party. We made it for me and you on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
There you go. Give that a taste. Let me know what you think.
I just love how it looks. It's so colorful. Appetizing. It looks appetizing. Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. The flavors, they just kind of burst in your
They
mouth.
pop. Y'all, this is good.
This is amazing.
It's good by itself. It's like a meal, a vegetarian meal. But I'm gonna tell you something else. I put some chicken in that. I put it on the side, like some grilled chicken.
Add chicken to it, add salmon to it.
Add salmon, add chicken. It's just a wonderful salad. Y'all, look here. Charlie Bird's Farro salad. Melissa Clark, if you're out there, thank you for writing that article and publishing this wonderful, wonderful,
12 years
wonderful
ago.
recipe. And for all those of y'all who've made it before, you know what I'm talking about. Make this bad boy at home. In the meantime, recipe is down below. Check it out and be sure to subscribe. Meanwhile, check out this next video and we'll see you next time.